All right, guys, how you guys doing? So it's been a while, but I'm happy to be back. This lighting isn't going to be the greatest, but it's fine. So we're just going to be focusing, obviously, what's on the screen. But yeah, so lots of good things have been happening since last I've done a dev talk, and it's been quite a few months now. But in the Discord, I update you guys pretty much every 2 or 3 days, give or take. So the main things that's happened since really December going into January time is that recently I was able to get a job. So with the job, one, it provides extra comfort in terms of me personally, so I don't have to withdraw funds for personal things as I was doing towards the end of the DEX, which you see right here back in December-ish. So as we were already going down, I was like, might as well, 'cause I didn't pay myself throughout this entire time. So now I have enough for myself personally, and also now with the trading, now it's kind of time for that to really come into fruition. So I've been taking my risk management pretty seriously, and you see these two larger candles for on the weekly here. These were pretty much all I think actually all of them were was from trading profits actually. So there were no fiat um, direct fiat to DEX transfers, which is really good. So as you can see, we got up to about 600-ish% going on to 700, and now we're about 0.1642, going up to 2 cents back into that category. And then after that, pretty much we're good to go. 2.2k market cap, and then you see in the main accounts, I was able to get about $410 worth of wash to earn. So when you put the money into the DEX, obviously it appreciates. So I was able to in total, because I put some money into the ledger, some personally, and so it's a little bit more than that. But we're doing decent right now. And then so broken faucet as well, which is going to be the focus of today's dev talk. EC, we're also over $1,000. So right now, I think the entire market cap is 3.3k, give or take. So yeah, we're doing good, and hopefully we'll be able to continue this for at least the rest of the month, and then obviously longer and longer too. But yes, so I wanted to talk to you guys about the main topic of today would be how the corporate token is finally functional now. So I'll try to find it, but realistically, I'm not trying to. I think I know where it is, but it's okay. The official definition of the corporate token is one where it's a business that's already functioning, um, that is able to prove, that is able to appreciate by its own business ventures, essentially. And so, our first business venture, and sorry, before I go on to that, the reason why I specifically put it that it's able to operate on its own is that so it's not considered a security, which is where people need to pool in their money into one token, and then that money gets invested. That's not how this works. It's the business runs on its own, and then everyone else either gets it from free means. Well, it is actually free from the trivia challenges, and then other ways, which is through our coming up our supercharger, which is us selling discounted cryptocurrencies. So now we finally have a legitimate use case, or legitimate driver for our broken faucet token, which is our first. Even though we can consider watch and earn a corporate token because it takes in a lot of the trading profits, but at the same time, business, not just trading, and not just trading. This is the very first time we're doing it with Faucet. So I'm kind of happy to announce that. This is our 2024 financial records. This is the only site I really use. The trading records. That's when I was still testing out my theories back in December. So I haven't really got back to it since early January. But that's not really important because I can just calculate how much outflows I had afterwards. So I don't really need to do per trade. But we've been doing this now, which is the Fiat subsidy program, and If you weren't on a Discord, basically the Fiat subsidy program is a way to maintain this. And by the way, this is our budget now. So we're on our third budget, and this is basically just an explanation of what I'm delegating money to, why, what the positive and negative benefits, or positive and negatives, I guess, of approaching this. So basically, this is what we have here. And in our Discord a few weeks ago, I called this our financial constitution, basically. And basically, it's in regular economics, in fiat economics, you hear a term called trickle-down economics, which basically means that the money made from the big corporations and from the wealthy will eventually trickle down, and due to higher wages, or higher selling points and whatnot, or so it's some type of quasi economics, and that's usually why it's talked down upon trickle-down economics. But instead here, I'm trying to create a waterfall structure, which basically just means that the same money goes from here, from level -1 to 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And after it reaches the end, I also call this our financial engine, because it's kind of like a literal engine. By the time it goes from level -1 to 4, the appreciation of that should be at least 100-fold, 200-fold, 300-fold, past all these different options. So basically just to maximize the amount of value we can get per dollar. And so as we were working on a trading account, yes, which is just recently started picking up about in later January, early February, we were working on this external part, level -1, which is our Fiat projects. And currently that is just our Fiat subsidy program. Now, what is that now? Basically, I was experimenting before, because Broken Faucet now is going to be a year old, but we were last year was a lot of research and development, trying to really figure out how to implement these ideas in the best manner. So basically, one of the things that I was trying to do was I was trying to think about it. It's like, well, I'm trading, and I have a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there. As you see here, a little 25, 39 bucks, 20 bucks. Here, 10, 17, 14. So just a little bit here and there. And I was like, well, it's easier for me to, or I was trying to find a way how to make that capital more, to work longer and work better than just putting it into the DEX. Because this was back in October, November, December, before I was working. So it was something, I guess, but it was less important for me to put that in the DEX, but less significant to me. So I was like, all right, I might as well give that to someone else. And so at first I tried to do an interest-bearing loan, so like a traditional loan with my cousin. So this is client 0, he's my cousin, and then client 1 is my sister. I just blacked out their names for privacy, obviously. But yeah, so I tried to do an interest-bearing loan, and we did it for about 10% or something like that over, I don't know, it was like 4 months, something like that. So after that, I found it, obviously, which is kind of logical now, but I didn't really think about it at the time, which is it was quite difficult to incentivize a second, third round of accepting a loan, because it would cost them money. And I was like, well, that kind of makes sense. The only reason why people go to the bank for a loan is when they talk about, usually a car loan, usually a house loan, where it's just the sum is way too great for them to not consider taking a little bit of interest as well. Whereas for me, I was offering, $50, I think $100 or something like that, and trying to charge interest. So that's why it didn't really work. And so a few months later, I decided, I was like, well, it makes kind of more sense just to simply discount it. And so what I mean by discount is that you can see here, when you take the total number of outstanding subsidies, 434 and 31 cents, and then 230 and 15 cents, you get 664. Now, the thing about it here, you can see, you can see here, and this is just the sum of that. I have times 0.9 here, and then I have times 0.9 again. So the difference between a loan and a subsidy, or a traditional subsidy, is one given by the government typically, and it's given to businesses most recently with the stimulus checks for individuals as well, but usually for businesses and farmers and stuff like that. That's the issue right now that's going in I believe Germany, France as well, I think, where the government gives out subsidies and is supposed to encourage spending, encourage savings, encourage lower business costs for higher profits, those type of things. So the thing about it though is that subsidies are usually looked at as positive in terms of their economic ability to stimulate things, but they consider it negative because the government usually has no way to recoup from that. So it's usually just basically just charity by the government essentially for the economy. So instead of having it being governmental or public sector, I tried to do this on a private sector basis. So instead of giving them all this money and then not getting anything back, what I decided to do was only asking for 90% back. So for every dollar I'm giving them, I'm asking only for 90 cents back. And not just only for 90 cents back, but over 52 weeks. So that means each and every single week, what I'm having them do is pay me back in weekly installments. And so as you can see here, there's $25 after you can see on both sides here, and then down here, divided by 52 weeks times 0.9, you get 43 cents. And every single time I deposit money with them, I'm able to add to my total. And because it takes 52 weeks, my very first one expires October 11th, I believe. I think it's like 2 days past what it was in this year. So October 11th, 2024, that's the very first time my money expires. Until then, every week now I'm getting $11.50 in total from client 0 and client 1, which is $4 for client 1 and then $7.50 basically for client 0. So now voice crack. But now we're at a point now where we're at double digits, which is good. Because at first when I was doing it, I was only at like $1. You see, the first month I was only at $1. Second month I was only at $2, and give or take. So, and I started in December 23rd with my sister. So you see, I was only at a few, like literally $2, $3. But once you add on to these, it's much easier to rationalize this. So just imagine when it's 3 times that, 4 times that every week. I'm getting a free cash flow of $40 all the way up until October, where I need to update, or I need to at least have $84 October 2024, or my balance will decrease. So hopefully by October I'll be able to make more money than I do now with my trading and with other with the supercharger as well. So I can increase that, and it's on a perpetual like hamster wheel essentially in terms of the repayment. So I don't necessarily ever need the repayment to be paid back in full. I just need to make sure that every single week they're paying me back. They're paying me back their repayment debts, I guess, and so that I know every single week I have reliable income that's not due to me working, and that's not due to me doing anything else, just by proxy. And so this leads me to what I've been doing now, or I'm kind of bringing you guys along in the storyline. So when it was little like this, I would just go on Cash App, which is pretty much one of the most popular apps. It's like PayPal basically, which is more international, but in America is Cash App. I don't know if they have it. Definitely it's not global, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, and on Cash App is like any other of those money transfer apps where you can request money, you can send money, whatever. So I would just request money from them, and then they would pay me back pretty much on time. We had an issue with one thing, but pretty much every single time it's on time, which is on Tuesdays. But as you can see, right now the weekly contribution now is $7.52. So when you do that, 7.52 times 4, that's $30 a month. So now I'm actually talking about this is a bill. This could be another phone bill, this could be something else. So just depending on financial circumstances, whatever, I told my cousin, I was like, it will be easier for you just to adopt this into cryptocurrency, which is our watch to earn token, versus keep on paying me back in fiat, because in fiat he also uses to pay his bills, pay food for himself, whatever. I say if you have it based on our currency, which is only used for us, then it will be much more easier for you to manage. And then I explained to him the whole appreciation thing about the corporate token and whatnot. So let me share to you how that's progressed. So I gave him and this started on January 30th, right? I gave him 25 bucks as a credit, but I just added it onto his tab basically. So that's how he bought his wash to earn, which is basically I just gave it to him, and then I just charged it to his tab. So let's go here, and then we're gonna see how much his is worth. So when he bought it, client 0. Oh, my bad. I have to go to wash to earn. Yeah, I was like, what? All right. So, yeah. So when he bought it, he bought $25 worth on January 30th, and that was worth 7,300 wash to earn. Now, when you check our charts, you can see that January 30th, you see this. You'll see a gray. You see 30th, 20th, 19th, 14th. So just look at that. And also look up here. My bad. You'll see OHLC in either red or green depending on the candle. So that tells you the prices basically. So when we look at the dates, January 30th, we see where we were at a open of 0.0207, so basically a fifth of a penny. Now, literally on February 10th, which is just 10-11 days later, we're now at, I think officially we're at, yeah, Poot Coin. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but it's a little weird why they do that. They don't put the aggregate price, whereas on DEX Screener we do. So right now we're at basically 1.642 cents now. So we're coming up about 8x, right? 8x, 9x from just literally 10 days ago. So the reason why that's good for both him and me, which is why I love how I designed this, is that his 7,300 was worth 25 bucks, and he paid me he paid me 766. Yes, here it is. Sorry. So yeah, I'm just making sure I have everything for you guys. So I'll go here. Yeah, oh, I could have done that the other way. All right, so I'm just going to my Faucet balance now, and then I'm doing the transaction hash. So this is what happened, right? So his $25 got all the way down here, and then now it's appreciated to $111 worth of credit now. So basically, I bought him back weeks of time to ever repay me back. So, you know, the common logic would be, well, and you guys obviously know how I'm doing this. I didn't literally add to his balance because it was only 7,300, and now he's at 6,800, because he paid me this weekly payments on Tuesday. And we'll get to that later. But the point would be like, all right, well, in traditional business, why would you ever pay for someone else directly or indirectly through appreciation when they're just going to debit you, when you're just going to debit that money back anyway? Why don't you just keep it into your bank account? Well, the reason is because quite a few different reasons now. Instead of now him having to rely on a weekly balance or a weekly repayment on Cash App, he now knows that this sum is able to afford him, one, not only to pay off his debts to me, but then also it allows him to get perfect attendance every single time. So his credit basically within the Fiat subsidy program is increasing automatically because I'm able to debit it for him. So this is his account, but I control it. So it's not like he's actually purchased Watch to Earn himself. Like I told you, it was through the putting it on his tab. So and this is where we talk about the corporate token is finally being functional now. So his repayments on Tuesday, which this was the 6th, was $766.25 or 766.25 wash to earn. Sorry, I'm used to just saying dollars, which was $7.52. And as you see here, 766.25 wash to earn was about 13,400 faucet 4 days ago on Tuesday, was yet again was $7.50. But because of the appreciation now, when we check the value of it, of his repayments, you see, all right, that's worth $21.28. So literally in about 4 days, I appreciate the value of my income, which is already money that I gave out already from a few months ago, from $7.50 up to $21. Now it's not going to be exactly that because my liquidity is a bit low, so that's why as part of our budget is to increase our liquidity. But when you go here, oh whoops, my bad. And let's do BSD. All right, there you go. So it's worth right now $21, but if I were to withdraw it, I will get $17 back either in BUSD and BNB or not. So I mean, factually, after so I appreciated it over the past few days through trading profits and doing other things on the budget, which was to buy Faucet and to buy wash to earn. Right now we're about $50 into here, so we're about $170 into our $500 budget from February 7th. So like 2-3 days ago now. But yeah, so by appreciating that means the value of my repayments has now appreciated by $10 entire. So it's more than what I even earned back from $7.52. So that's what I'm saying. It's creating this waterfall structure, as I told you. Remember how I told you by the end it gets here, by the end of level 4, it should be up 200x, 500x, give or take. So it's like, this is the early stages of it, where by placing the money into the DEX from the fiat repayments, from the trading profits, from just personal investments from work now, since my fiat stuff is cleared up because I could rely more on my trading now. Yeah, everything else is just going to simply appreciate off one another. So just imagine then when we finally have our supercharger, which hopefully should be out by later March. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys, that this is the very first time that through business, pure business transactions, so not just trading, like I said, purely through business, I've proved officially now, and I did this already with the trivia challenges, but I proved officially that by simply owning your own sovereign token versus using the United States dollar, especially the sovereign token that's able to appreciate, which is, what we have. Once you're able to appreciate with one another, as long as you don't withdraw each and every single all of the money that you have at once, each and every single individual withdrawal will be able to be withdrawn with the appreciation on top of it. Whereas if I was to withdraw all the money I just put into Faucet, all the money I just put into wash to earn, then it would be dramatically less. And that's why you see here it's worth $21, but I only get 17 back. So it costs you to withdraw, but the cost of the withdrawal is still less than the total appreciation, which is, like I said, this is almost $10 worth of appreciation in 4 days from a debt repayment of $7.52. So this is the very first time that's got proven, and I love having this. So we're going to end this dev talk here, but very soon we're going to be doing wash and trivia again, and then we're going to do a breakdown completely of what a corporate token is, from A through Z. So basically I can just have something to point people to if they want to learn more about the project. So exciting things, very exciting things to come with Broken Faucet and the whole Wash to Earn project in general very soon. So thank you guys for being patient. Thank you guys for weathering the storm with the DEX, and then also thank you guys for keeping your tokens. You guys still have your tokens from all this time. So I'm trying my best for all of us, literally, to increase the price as best as possible, and things are finally picking back up, knock on wood. So until next time, catch you guys later.